And that's all I've been doing for the last 30 years is helping people to come home to themselves and tell.
Yeah, and that's a great segue into the aftermath, because the aftermath, thank goodness for you, the aftermath has been so much longer than the beginning or the turning point. You know, for a lot of folks
Yeah.
that are watching today, whether it's physical abuse or whether it's just struggle, whether it's struggles in business, they've probably been going through that beginning and that turning point a whole lot longer. The beautiful part is your aftermath has been so great. And before we get into your aftermath, what I want to say to everybody is you definitely need to listen and stick around. Also, watch the rest of this, because Antiqua's aftermath has been 30 years and now growing. And I don't care if you're 70 or even 80 years old. With the technology we have today, your aftermath can be that long too. So stick around and listen. So let's talk about the aftermath, and let's talk about um, you know, it's we heard the beginning of the aftermath, which was your family came together and started to support you. What happened after that? And how did that start to grow, so to speak?
Well, for me, it's been a real growing experience because I did have to deal with the flashbacks and all of that. So there was a lot of healing that has taken place over the last 30 years, and in the 30 years of me really having to come home to myself. And my body went through a lot of breakdown. Like I said, in my 20s, I had cancer. I've had adrenal failure because my fight, flight, or freeze system was off. I suffered from those flashbacks and PTSD symptoms. And for the most part, it's gone. And that's a miracle. And you can read more about my story in From Failure to Success, or God's Miracles, or Holistic Fashionistas Memoirs, or my personal book, From Bondage to Happiness. All can be found on Amazon and also on my website and my bookstore. But the aftermath that I feel like we should talk about today is really this place of stepping into your purpose and recognizing your purpose and defining yourself. And that aftermath actually has only happened in the last, since I was 33, so like 8 years,
Okay.
8 or 9 years, and or 7 or 8 years. And it came from getting through this place of having to rush to take care of my body. My body no longer needed to be my main focus. It wasn't about to die. It wasn't anything. It came from not having to rush any longer and knowing those secrets that I now teach my clients to control my mind. So I was no longer struggling with the negative thoughts and the old stories as much. I knew when I got them how to handle them and how to eliminate them and how to reprogram my brain. So I've been reprogramming that 0 to 7-year-old brain with positive thoughts, with thoughts of redemption, basically.
Oh,
And
go ahead.
yeah, and so I've learned how to do that, and I do that with clients. So I was doing that for a couple years, and so that was complete. And then I have had this opportunity to learn how to feel. Because oftentimes, if you're raised in a tumultuous relationship or in a war-torn area, a lot of my clients are from places that were war-torn. But whether it was in their house personally, in just their house, or literally their whole country, that we don't know how to feel. We know how to manage and feel sadness and depression and anger and fight and rebellion and all those kind of what they call lower vibrations, but we don't know how to manage the higher vibrations because they weren't safe. If you're really, really happy, oh, keep it down. If you're really vivacious and loud, oh, the bombs could go off,
Yeah.
So how do you retrain yourself to, as Gay Hendricks says, take that upper limit off? And really live a life of that's safe, that is also learning to be more and more fun. So I'm continuously learning how to raise my own cap on joy and fun and abundance and wealth and experience. And it's constant for me. It's still something that's expanding. There's still more joy to be filled. I definitely am not scared of the sadness. Like some people that only know how to feel joy get like, oh, I can't be sad, you know. Like that's not something for me or my clients. Like we're not really scared of that. We're used to that. We're more, how do I do this really happy thing? So I started training myself on how to be happy and how to take that cap off my ceiling, how to step into the wealth journey, how to step into my money story, how to change the emotional state of my being into a high vibration. So then universe, God, whatever the world does, as quantum physics has been teaching us, can really deliver back to me more of what I really desire, and that is more of these high vibrational, high visibility experiences to share my message and to have my clients share theirs.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you clear the junk out. I talk to people a lot, and people, even if it's something as simple as having way too many bookmarks in your internet browser, or having too many books on your bookshelf, or having too much furniture in the house. People don't realize how clutter, whether it's outward or inward, can really affect can can really affect what you're doing, and can really stop you from receiving the gifts that you're meant to receive. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's the one thing, as we start to wind down the heroine's journey of this part of the show. And as we start to, like I said, start to kind of wind down, I think it's the one thing that I want all of our listeners and viewers to take away, is the fact that as you go through your turning point and your aftermath, you're gonna get the chance, and it's not have to, but it's get the chance to be different and get the chance to be better, and realize that different is a scary place, but realize that different, if you're going through all of these challenges, different is better. And that the rest of your life is going to be better once you get through it.
Yeah.
Before we
And
go ahead.
we don't, like, the last thing that I really want to say is that I ask my clients, and one thing that is really important, my free gift at my website, antiqualisha.com, is 237 Ageless Beauty and Timeless Mind truths. They're timeless truths for relationships, for mind, for this high vibe, so you can like tap into how to develop these things within yourself, because we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't know, and it's okay not to know how. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know how to live a delicious, pleasurable life. Even though my name is Lisha. As we were joking before, like, I had a negative connotation with the word delicious. I had to make peace with that. Like, what does a delicious life look like to me? What do I really want out of that? And what does it still look like? And I'm still learning how to feel into that. And that's where the real fruit, I've heard, comes from, and I've experienced it too, but I've heard it on even a more epic level than I'm even at right now, that I look forward to.
Epic, yeah. It's funny because there's so many things I could say right now, and from the viewers, they know I just talk forever. But this is Antiqua's show today, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But anyway, well, this has been epic, and we're going to take a very, very quick break, about 30 to 45 seconds, but you want to stick around, because after the break we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Antiqua about her area of expertise, and all about having a high vibe for high visibility.
To watch the rest of this epic episode now, click on the link below the video. Do it now, you'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Watch the rest of this epic episode now by clicking on the link below the video.